Going to try and put this onto his right, play it into the box. Harry Kane to strike, and it's a good save from the goalkeeper. It's a good ball. Has Phil Foden managed to stay onside? Yes, he has. Can he keep it in play? Yes, he can. Skips onto his left. Going to go for the finesse. It's a wonderful strike off the post. It's been over 50 years of hurt for England in the World Cup, with their last and only World Cup win coming in 1966 at Wembley. Golden generations have been and gone since those wonderful days, and England have always seemed to come up short at the wrong moments in World Cup tournaments. But fast forward to the present day, 18 months after reaching the final of Euro 2020, England have amassed a team filled with incredible young talent, and in today's episode, we're going to find out whether Gareth Southgate can lead this England team all the way to World Cup glory. Welcome to my very first episode of this FIFA 23 World Cup mode, and we are kicking off this series with England, and we are going to be asking the age-old question that all England fans want to find out: can they finally win the World Cup once again? And looking at this squad, England are in an unbelievable place to try and do that. Every single player is a minimum of 80 plus, as to be fair, it should be. The only annoying thing is really with FIFA is that they haven't actually updated the squad, so annoyingly Chilwell and lots of other players, the likes of Tammy Abraham and also Reece James and some other players as well, are still in the squad. Even the likes of Lingard, Sam Johnston, Bamford as well. So kind of a bit frustrating with that. So what I'm going to do is I'll probably keep the starting 11 exactly as it is, but I'll definitely be sure to change the substitutes around to try and reflect the true squad that England are actually going to be taking to the World Cup. Formation-wise, as I said, we're sticking with the 4-3-3 that England currently use, and to be fair, in terms of the actual tactics, I'm pretty happy with what England have got. I'm pretty happy with balanced. I think the only thing I'm really going to change is changing slow build-up to fast. Happy with the width, and I'll probably end up sticking a few more players in the box. But apart from that, it's looking like we are good to go. So here we go then. Our World Cup adventure starts today. We kick off with what will hopefully be a relatively straightforward fixture here against Iran on the opening day. And as you can see from the celebrations, the fans are in full voice. They are ready. The players look ready. I am ready, and I am so excited to kick off this World Cup mode. As you can see, we're lining up 4-3-3. Jordan Pickford in goal. I've got Shaw and Walker in the wing-back positions with Maguire and John Stones in the centre at the back. I've gone for a midfield three of Mason Mount, Declan Rice and Jude Bellingham. And of course, the attacking trio of Sterling, Kane and Phil Foden. Sadar for Iran. I'm going to have to apologise in advance for this game because it's probably likely I'm going to be mispronouncing a lot of the Iranian players. But hopefully we'll have most of the possession and I'll be able to concentrate my commentating on the English players. As Declan Rice now picks it up in the centre of midfield, lays it off to Jude Bellingham, and we've got an early chance here for Phil Foden out wide on the right-hand side. Tries to cut back in onto his left, does just that. Going to go for the finesse, does. It's a good block, and it's out for a corner. Sadar for Iran tries to play a nice ball through to Teremi on the left-hand side. Teremi showing a good amount of pace there, ends up laying it back off, and in the end the striker Sadar picks it up once again, trying to fashion an opportunity here. Nice play into Mohammadi, I think that is, and Maguire gets the challenge in. Maguire now going to try and play in Sterling on the left-hand side. It's a wonderful ball. There's no one in the box though. What on earth is Phil Foden doing? Sterling waiting for Kane. Kane strikes. It's 1-0 here inside the opening 18 minutes, and it is that man, the England captain, the former Golden Boot winner at the World Cup last time, Harry Kane, who gets himself on the score sheet as we take the lead here, 1-0 early doors. Jude Bellingham now into Kane. Goes back to Jude Bellingham. Tries to find a ball into Mason Mount, and he finds him very well. Sterling in now on the left-hand side. Just tried to keep it in play and just managed to as well. Going to try and put this onto his right. Play it into the box. Harry Kane to strike. And it's a good save from the goalkeeper. Mason Mount now. Going to try and spray a ball all the way out to the right-hand side. And I don't think Phil Foden expected it to go all the way to him, but he just about managed to pick it up again. Onto his left. Tries to bring it into the box. In the end, he's just snuffed out. Declan Rice into Jude Bellingham now, into Phil Foden. Phil Foden checks back onto his left-hand side, and he drives into the Iran midfield. Tries to lay it off into the path of Mason Mount, does really nicely, gives it to Sterling. Sterling's going to look for Harry Kane. Harry Kane's going to strike, and it's a good save from the goalkeeper again. Nice ball into Teremi. Lovely footwork from Teremi there to lay it off to Sadar. And now one of the Iranian midfielders has it again. I apologise, I cannot for the life of me pronounce any of their names. It's Teremi now for Iran. It's the man out wide. It's Mohammadi, sorry, on the left-hand side. Tries to swing a nice ball in. Teremi with the overhead kick, and Pickford tested a little bit there. Fairly routine save. But acrobatic stuff there from the Iranian attacker. And it's just a little warning that we can't switch off. Harry Kane, though, picks it up in midfield, gives it to Sterling now. Mason Mount going to try and look for a run. It's a good interception by Hosseini. I think that is. Lays it off to Zadar. This second half is starting to become a little bit more end-to-end than I would like. Teremi now. Maguire reads that very, very nicely into Declan Rice. Looks for Harry Kane, who was dropping deep, and Harry Kane really nicely goes round the defender. Goes round two, lays it off to Mason Mount, into the path of Raheem Sterling. Raheem Sterling's easily got the pace to go past the defender. Checks back onto his right. He's got some space here. Going to go for the shot. In the end, it's blocked off very, very nicely. But Phil Foden picks it up, goes for the finesse. Just over the bar. Iran now driving forward. We've got to remember here, we are only 1-0 up. Harry Maguire with a good challenge, but we've got to be sensible here. No silly stuff. As John Stones picks it up, gives it to the other substitute, Jordan Henderson. He gives it to Grealish. Grealish now trying to drive forward, looking for Sterling. Couldn't get on the end of it. He picks it up once again, though, Grealish. Still going. Hacked down. How on earth is that not a foul? As Iran now try and escape with the ball, and it's Teremi who's been the main man for Iran so far in this game. John Stones reads it. Doesn't read it particularly well. It's Mohammadi. It's Walker. And Pickford ends up collecting it right on the final whistle. Very, very fortunate in the end there. Bit of a scrappy game. Not as many goals as I would have hoped, but we get the job done in the end. It's a 1-0 win. It's 3 points picked up, and it puts us in a really good position heading in to game 2. Heading into game number 2, though, things are about to get a little bit trickier. As you can see, it is USA up next for England. As you will see, no changes to the starting 11. I've stuck with 4-3-3. Pickford, of course, remains in goal. Shaw, Maguire, Stones and Walker, the back four, with, of course, a midfield trio of Mount, Declan Rice and Jude Bellingham. And then, of course, my attacking trio, I should say, Raheem Sterling, Harry Kane and Phil Foden. Harry Maguire tried to play that through, but Giovanni Reina read that very well, managed to get a little block in, but Declan Rice now picks it up into Jude Bellingham, lays it off to Kyle Walker. Kyle Walker almost tried to go down the line, but Robinson read it well. Kyle Walker read that very well, but in the end, America just about managed to pick the ball up. And now it's Weston McKennie who drives forward now for the USA. Roldan with a brilliant strike. Oh my word. And the USA kick off here. It's 1-0 inside the opening 13 minutes. They catch us cold. Where on earth was my midfield? Where on earth was my defence? But it's a 25-yard strike from Roldan, I think that was. Absolutely left Jordan Pickford with no chance whatsoever. We'll check out the replay. Lovely play from Weston McKennie. The strike from the edge of the box. Absolutely no chance for the goalkeeper. And the United States take an unlikely lead here. Just trying to see if we can try and find any sort of pocket of space. But the USA defending very well so far. Harry Kane picks it up again. Gives it to Jude Bellingham. He's going to try and look for the run of Mason Mount. Gives it away. And the USA can strike once again. Roldan now driving forward for them. Gives it to the Leeds man, Tyler Adams. Sprays a lovely ball out to Giovanni Reina on the right-hand side. He tries to go in field, gets past Luke Shaw, gives it to Ferreira. And in the end, Pickford forced into another save. Rice for England. Lays it out wide to Kyle Walker on the right-hand side. Goes back in field to Declan Rice. Going to try and look for the ball over the top to Sterling. Can he get there first? He can. It's great work from Sterling, but it's good covering from Brooks. And he manages to hack that away. Can Jude Bellingham get on the end of it? He can. Harry Kane has it. Into Mason Mount. Trying to see if he can find any sort of space. Sterling now has it. Gives it to Declan Rice. Harry Kane. The momentum has slightly gone from the move. And in the end, Harry Kane gives it away so cheaply. Into Mason Mount. Turns. Gives it very nicely to Declan Rice. Harry Kane's dropping deep, but he's being marked out of the game so far. He's got it, though. Very nicely done. Lays it off to Jude Bellingham. And that is so poor from Jude Bellingham. He just seemed to stand there. But in the end, USA managed to pick it up once again. Ferreira to Weston McKennie. Nice ball out to Reina, who's managed to get past Luke Shaw. Driving into the box now, trying to get it on his left. Luke Shaw gets there. And Reina has put the United States up 2-0. What on earth are we doing defensively? Luke Shaw all over the shop. Pickford didn't come out quick enough. And Reina makes it look easy. Throws it short to Serginho Dest. He now picks it up, gives it back to Weston McKennie. Mason Mount managed to get the challenge in. Luke Shaw now can escape with the ball. Mason Mount going to try and go all the way out to the right-hand side to Phil Foden. It's a nice ball. Phil Foden's going to cut inside now. What sort of options has he got? Trying to find Sterling in the end. Just couldn't reach him. Tyler Adams now tries to put a ball over the top into the path of Reina. Can Luke Shaw get there ahead of him? He can, just about. Harry Maguire under a bit of pressure. Gives it to John Stones. John Stones almost. So he gives it away to Robinson, and we are under tremendous pressure here as it's Weah who now picks it up. Nice ball into Roldan, and Pickford forced into another big stop. Going to be Reina with the corner. Goes short to Pulisic. He easily manages to get past Phil Foden, who ends up in a heap on the floor. Just about manages to get that away, though, and Phil Foden now to try and escape with the ball. Can I try and lay this off into the path of Raheem Sterling? Yes, I can. Sterling has the pace. Goes inside, though, looking for options. Can't really find it. He ends up going back out to the left-hand side to Phil Foden. Cuts back into Sterling on his left. It's a brilliant, brilliant English goal here. Sterling, what on earth are you doing? I wanted him to pick the ball up. Instead, he decides to just run around and try and celebrate. But we are back in the game here with 15 minutes remaining. Maguire to take into Jude Bellingham now. We've got we've got about 5 minutes remaining in this game to try and see if we can rescue a point here. Jack Grealish trying to muscle his way past Weston McKennie, and he does just that. Lays it into Sterling. Sterling now trying to find Jude Bellingham, and the ball is not good enough. And America can get it away again. Zimmerman for the United States. They're just trying to hold on here, and they're doing a great job of it. Aronson with wonderful footwork into the path of McKennie. Maguire picks it up into Declan Rice. He finds Jude Bellingham, and the referee finds his whistle. It's game over here, and it's a game we've ended up losing. United States pick up the win. It's a 2-1 win, and we were big favourites going into this. I said it was going to be a tricky game, but I did really think we were going to get the 3 points. We've absolutely thrown it away, and now we go on to a massive, massive game against Wales. And as you can see, Wales ended up beating Iran 2-1, and by the fact that they've scored more goals than us, we now sit in third, and that means we have to go and beat Wales, otherwise we are out of the World Cup. So here we go then, on to the very final game of the group stage against Wales, and we are in a position I did not expect us to be in. We are in third, Wales are in second, and we absolutely have to win this game. Otherwise, we are going to find ourselves tumbling out of the World Cup inside the group stage. And as this is a must-win game, I have made one change, but I've made a big change to our formation. As you can see, we've gone 4-2-3-1. The back line remains exactly the same, but Jude Bellingham and Declan Rice form a midfield partnership. And in terms of our attacking trio, we've got Sterling, Grealish coming in for Mason Mount, Phil Foden on the right-hand side, and Harry Kane is obviously the sole striker up front. So hopefully adding Grealish in place of Mason Mount will give us a little bit extra firepower and creativity that we desperately, desperately need in today's game. Dan James to Wilson now for Wales. And as you can see, I've made a bit of a cock-up here as I've forgot to change the kits. And for some reason, FIFA has decided to default Wales to their away kit. So it means that we're now both playing in white. So I'm hoping everyone that watches is easily able to see the differences between the two teams, as I'm currently struggling a little bit. But hopefully it won't have an impact on our performance as Phil Foden picks up the ball, tried to lay it into Kane, just took one too many touches, and Ben Davies was able to get the challenge into the feet of Harry Kane. Harry Kane's going to look for Grealish. Finds him well. Back to Kane. Kane's going to try and strike on his right. It's deflected away. And Wales under the cosh early doors here. But 15 minutes in, they've got a counter-attack. Tyler Roberts was trying to escape with the ball, but it's good defending in the end. Jude Bellingham picks it up now. Into Sterling. Into Jack Grealish. He finds Kane. Can he find Jude Bellingham? Almost. Dan James. Oh, Dan James almost gave that to Harry Kane. Fortunately for Wales, they managed to hack it away. But they're all over the shop at the moment. And Jack Grealish almost managed to get a challenge in, but Jude Bellingham wins the head back. Now Harry Kane tries to drive forward. Going to try and look for Phil Foden on the right-hand side. Instead, I can find Declan Rice, who's going to strike from distance, and it forces the goalkeeper into his first proper save of the game. Phil Foden with the corner here. Going to whip this into the penalty spot. It's ended up almost going into the smallest man on the pitch, but Jude Bellingham picks it back up again. Trying to lay it back out wide, but in the end, Wales easily able to pick it up, and now it's Allen now to try and counter-attack for them. Tries to go past Shaw, does with ease, lays it off to Roberts. He manages to get past Maguire with ease, drives into the box. Bale with a bit of an acrobatic attempt to try and get the ball, and fortunately for us, doesn't manage to do it. Declan Rice into Harry Kane. Harry Kane now going to try and look. I was trying there to look for Jude Bellingham, and he just stopped running for some reason, but fortunately enough, we picked the ball up once again. It's into the feet of Jack Grealish. Grealish now going to try and look for Foden out wide on the right-hand side. Bit of momentum lost, but fortunately Walker now picks it up on the right-hand side. Can I try and get a ball in? I can. Sterling's in the box. He gets his head on it, and it's into the back of the net. And that is just what the doctor ordered. 38 minutes into the game, Raheem Sterling, arguably the smallest man on the pitch, creeps in at the back post, gets ahead of the defender, gets his head on it, and he gives us a one-goal lead here. Allen for Wales tries to spray a pass over the top to Dan James, but Kyle Walker reads that fantastically and then ends up giving the ball straight back to him. Gareth Bale back to Dan James now. Dangerous stuff from Wales. It's a great chance for them. And in the end, they waste it. Luke Shaw on the left-hand side plays a nice ball into Jack Grealish now. Jack Grealish with some good footwork to get away from the defender. Really, really nice from him. Gives it back to Jude Bellingham. I'm going to try and look for Phil Foden on the right-hand side. In the end, he has to go back slightly just to remain onside. Declan Rice into Jude Bellingham. Jude Bellingham drives forward into the heart of the Wales penalty box. Gets it onto his right. Goes for the finesse in the end. It's a bit of a tame shot. And it's easily going wide. Sterling now driving forward on this left-hand side. He's really been the danger man so far in this game. Lays it back off to Luke Shaw. Luke Shaw goes in field for Jude Bellingham. Jude Bellingham looks for Jack Grealish. Jack Grealish gets it on his right, strikes, and it's into the back of the net. What on earth was the goalkeeper doing? It's terrible, terrible goalkeeping. Maybe he was unsighted, I don't know. I don't care. Jack Grealish gives us a 2-goal cushion here, and that is exactly what we needed. Jude Bellingham now into Harry Kane. Harry Kane's going to try and look for a wonderful ball into Phil Foden. It's brilliant to seal the 3 points. Phil Foden across the box in the end. Could I have taken the shot on? Maybe I could have. Disappointing, but a bit of a chance wasted. But Kyle Walker picks it up once again. It's Grealish. Oh, tried to play that into Sterling. It was a fierce pass, but just couldn't get to him. Maguire into Luke Shaw. We've got less than 5 minutes to try and see this game out. It's Jude Bellingham now. Tried to play it forward, but it's well tackled by Wilson. Wilson has it back now from Brennan. Brennan Johnson now trying to drive forward. Gareth Bale into Brennan Johnson. It's a great chance for Wales. Have they got a second opportunity? No, they haven't. Maguire, managed to get on the end of it. But Gareth Bale gets there ahead of Jude Bellingham, and it's Roberts now on the right-hand side trying to fashion some sort of opportunity. Great defending from Luke Shaw. We get it away. The referee blows his whistle. It's game over here, and we take the 3 points, and we will be sailing through to the next round of the World Cup. Wales fall to the floor. They are out. I don't care though. It's a solid 2-0 win. It's our best performance of the Cup so far. That man, Jack Grealish, getting on the score sheet after coming in for his first start of the tournament. And whilst it's not showing the result, you can see that Iran must have gone ahead and beaten the United States, and that means somehow, in spite of losing 2-1 to them, we now find ourselves top of the group, and that means, hopefully, we will get an easier draw heading into the next round. And speaking of easy draws, after topping the group, looks like we've managed to get Ecuador in the round of 16. As you can see, the Netherlands have managed already to get past the United States, so their dream of World Cup glory is over. And Denmark have also managed to get the better of Mexico. France, Argentina in what will be a massive, massive game just before us. As for the rest of the games, you've got Spain versus Belgium. That's a huge one. Brazil, Korea. Morocco against Costa Rica in a very interesting tie, with Portugal rounding off the last of the round of 16 against Switzerland. So here we go then on to the round of 16, and we have what some will call a very, very favourable draw against Ecuador. And as you'll see from our starting 11, I am sticking with the formation and with the team that put on our best performance against Wales. As you can see, it's the normal back four. Jude Bellingham and Declan Rice are the midfield duo, I should say. Sterling, Grealish and Foden are the trio behind Harry Kane up front. Walker into Foden. Foden now looking for Harry Kane up ahead of him. And it's a good challenge from the midfielder. Now into Mena for Ecuador. Valencia now picks this one up. Nice footwork, gets away from Maguire. Oh my goodness! What an unbelievable finish from the outside of his right foot. Just bends it round Jordan Pickford, and Ecuador find themselves 1-0 up here inside the opening 8 minutes. Rice trying to look for Phil Foden on the left-hand side. Finds him very, very well. Harry Kane now picks it up. I'm going to try and look for Sterling on the left-hand side. It's a really nice ball to him. Sterling's got the pace to get there ahead of the defender. Switches it onto his right. Going to look to whip a ball in. It's a good ball in. Foden just couldn't get his head on it. Can Declan Rice? Yes, he can. Bellingham goes for the strike. It falls to Declan Rice again. And we just couldn't seem to put it in the back of the net. Ecuador now to try and counter-attack here. It's Valencia into the path of Mena. Is he going to try and make our defence look foolish again? Valencia has it again. Drives into the box. Mena with a good strike. Pickford saves. And in the end, we just about managed to crowd them out. Ecuador started this game absolutely fantastically. Sterling, nice play from Sterling now. Drives into the midfield. He's going to try and look for Phil Foden. It's a good ball. Has Phil Foden managed to stay onside? Yes, he has. Can he keep it in play? Yes, he can. Skips onto his left. Going to go for the finesse. It's a wonderful strike off the post. So we've got 45 minutes here to try and turn this game around. Because as it stands, we are heading out of the World Cup to Ecuador, of all teams. But it's a great start from them so far, and it's the danger man Valencia who picks it up into Gruzo. I think that's what his name is. Mina now picks it up, and in the end, John Stones John Stones almost got the challenge in, but then we just decided to run into each other. And eventually we do manage to get the ball clear. But it's Harry Kane now. Out to the right-hand side to Phil Foden. It's a good breakaway here. Phil Foden now trying to try and check in on his left. Estupiñán with a brilliant, brilliant challenge. Oh, nice ball forward into the path of Valencia. He's got the beating of Harry Maguire for pace. Lays it into Mina. Goes for the power shot. Oh my goodness. It's 2-0 to Ecuador on the counter-attack. We are asleep once again. It's Valencia, the danger man, who manages to get ahead of Maguire. And Mina absolutely powers it past Jordan Pickford. And we have less than 30 minutes to try and desperately salvage something from this game. Kane, oh, nicely done to get away from the defender. Going to try and look for Phil Foden, but he just stays exactly where he is. Declan Rice, Casado with a wonderful challenge. Ecuador, from start to this point in the game, have been absolutely on top of us. We've been second best to every ball, but Maguire just about managed to get there ahead of the midfielder. Jack Grealish now picks it up. We've got literally 15 minutes to try and get 2 goals here. Harry Kane plays it into Phil Foden. Good stuff from him. He shifts it onto his left, drives into the box, goes for the finesse. And it's the first real save that the keeper is forced into. And I've got no choice. I'm going to try and go attacking here. As you can see, Bellingham and Rice both off. I'm bringing Jordan Henderson, as the holding midfielder. Saka's going to come on, and I'm going to go 4 behind Harry Kane. So I've got Sterling, Grealish, Saka and Foden all behind him as we desperately now try and get a goal in the final 10 minutes of the game. Mina now for Ecuador into Casado. It's now Sterling who picks it up. He lays it into Harry Kane. Harry Kane finds Saka now for England. Saka's going to try and lay this back into Kane. Can Kane get on the end of it? He can. It's a brilliant goal. And Saka having an influence straight away. Harry Kane gets on the score sheet. And we've got 8 minutes left to try and get an equaliser here. Harry Kane again for England. Into Jack Grealish, Jack Grealish trying to turn. Gives it to Sterling. Sterling trying to turn away from the defender as well. Gets it onto his left. Looks for Kane. Kane into the box. Just trying to find some sort of opportunity. Goes for the shot. It's blocked off. Sterling now has it. It is literally backs to the walls for Ecuador now for the last few minutes of this game. Phil Foden on his left. Looking for Saka. Finds Saka. It's a ball into Sterling. It's a not good enough ball. And Ecuador just about managed to get it clear. It's Mina now. The referee is literally counting down stoppage time. And Ecuador have the ball just where they want it. And the referee blows his whistle. It is game over here. And we are crashing out of the World Cup. It is just like real life. We have been so poor in this tournament. And as you can see, it's full time and it's England 1, Ecuador 2. And so there we have it. Confirmation of us being knocked out of this tournament. 2-1 to Ecuador. I cannot really believe that I am actually saying that. However, they'll go on to face France in the quarterfinals. Netherlands will face Denmark. Costa Rica will face Switzerland, and Spain, Korea round off the final game of the quarterfinals. So there we have it, folks. As you can see, we are out of the World Cup. Knocked out 2-1 by Ecuador. That is a very sad story. And as you can see, it's only giving me the option to end the tournament. So I can't even go ahead and see who goes and wins it. But that is that for this episode. The question at the beginning was, can England win the World Cup? And if FIFA 23 is anything to go by, no, they cannot. Thanks everyone for watching. If you have enjoyed it, please feel free to like and subscribe. And hopefully, I'll see you again next time.